Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah, and I am an intuitive earth-based healer. I help people really step more into their power, learn to speak your truth, and set better energetic boundaries. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about fatigue. This is something that is very personal to me because fatigue has been a story in my life, probably since I was born. And I don't know if you can relate to this too. If you feel tired a lot, just really fatigued, low energy, if you struggle with motivating and pushing yourself to do things, and you look around you and you notice, and it feels like everyone else has so much energy than you, it can be pretty disappointing and feel pretty bad. But the thing is, as highly sensitive people, including myself, I'm very in tune with energy, and many of us are sponges for other people's energy. And not just people, but the energy of spaces, of objects, of the weather, of animals, of nature, of so many things. And we can, if we don't protect ourselves properly, we can absorb a lot of energy and it just piles up and piles up and piles up and piles up, and it can be extremely draining. Earlier this year, I really realized quite blatantly that I was getting energy hangovers and emotional hangovers, which was fascinating because I'm sure I've been getting them my whole life. But as my awareness expands, um, I'm able to see different parts of myself that are challenging me or that are not for my highest purpose. So, an energy hangover, emotionally hangover, could be if you go to a really busy space, like a crowded area or a very loud area. In particular, I was at a friend's 30th birthday party, and it was an amazing night. There were so many people there that I loved, and I stayed for a long time at this party. And the next day, I got home and had very little sleep and was extremely exhausted for probably 2 or 3 days after. And then I realized, oh, this is a trend. This is something that's been happening in my life every time I go to busy places and pick up the energy of others or just get really overwhelmed and overstimulated by all the noise. So, a strategy that I implemented was to still be able to go out because I love socializing, but not go out for as long and catch myself when I'm noticing the fatigue starting to, or like not necessarily the fatigue, but if I notice, like, okay, I'm starting to notice energy absorption or just getting a bit overwhelmed, I'll make a conscious effort to leave so that I don't over push my nervous system. And I think this is a really wonderful strategy that you can implement in your life too. Is the biggest key is just becoming more conscious and more aware of yourself, of your emotions and what you need. So bringing it back to fatigue in general, if you struggle with fatigue, I wanted to share with you a little excerpt from this book, which is Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. I just reread this book for the second time. It's really lovely, and I'm sure I'm going to read it again and again because Louise Hay is a master spiritual teacher. And a lot of what she teaches is about positive affirmations. And she believes, and I also believe, that every physical dis-ease or discomfort comes from an emotional cause. That's what the root issue is. Even cancer, AIDS, like any type of physical ailment, the cold, the common cold, stems from an emotional issue. So, with fatigue in particular, she says that the cause of fatigue is resistance and boredom, a lack of love for what one does. And the affirmation she gives us to use is I am enthusiastic about life and filled with energy and enthusiasm. So, I am enthusiastic about life and filled with energy and enthusiasm. You can start using this affirmation even if your life is not exactly how you want it to be right now. Maybe you're working in a job that really is not stimulating. Maybe you're in a relationship that is not the best for you, or whatever is going on in your life. Maybe in your home situation is not the greatest. And you're feeling fatigued because you're constantly resisting what's happening. So a great place to start is to accept where you're at and to start telling yourself that you are filled with energy and enthusiasm. You can always find little tidbits of things that you love or that you like about your life. So, onto that, a really great strategy for fatigue and accepting where you are and loving where you're at in your life is implementing a daily gratitude practice. So, that's one way, one great strategy that you can help use and combat fatigue. Another strategy is a shielding practice. So every morning when you wake up, if you do a morning practice, that's wonderful. You can do this after your morning practice, is to literally shield your energy field. So the best thing to do is to connect to a higher source, whatever that is for you. I usually ask Mother Earth or tune into angels. And you can ask to help shield you with either white light, and you can just close your eyes and visualize the white light surrounding your body from head to toe and all the way around. You can put on like an invisible cloak and imagine that that's protective for you. You can also wear crystals or jewelry. I have this one on right now that I wear. I also have a black tourmaline bracelet, and I also have a clear quartz necklace that I wear. And I imagine putting it on and kind of activating it to help absorb the energy of others and any negative energy that doesn't serve me. So shielding is really great practice. I know someone who does it first thing in the morning before she even gets out of bed. She shields herself. And if you're highly sensitive, it's really important to do this. I can't stress it enough, because if our energy fields are wide open, and I can tell you mine has been for much of my life, it is really detrimental to our health and our energy levels. So we don't want to be absorbing negative energy from others. We want to be in our own energy field, feeling as bright and vibrant as we can. Another great strategy is clearing practices. So over time, through my mindfulness practice and spiritual practice, I have changed my meditation practice a little bit. I used to do 30 minutes of Reiki on myself every morning or every night before bed. Now I've changed it to do 3 15-minute meditation and healing practices on myself per day. So I do one first thing in the morning after I do my morning stretch. I do one around 3 p.m., give or take. And I do one before bed as well. And this is really important to help clear any energy that I've absorbed and just really release. Especially before bed, I find it's really important, because if you've been in a really busy place and absorbed a lot, it's great to clear that before going to sleep so that you can sleep you can be as light as possible for your sleep and really be inside your own energy field rather than carrying the energy of others. Another really great strategy for combating fatigue is grounding practices. So there are a couple that you can do. There are plenty, but two that I can suggest. One of them is standing outdoors on the earth with your bare feet, if possible, on the grass or some natural ground below you, and envision red roots coming down through the base of your feet and extending all the way down into the core of Mother Earth. I recommend doing this for 5 to 10 minutes at least per day, and really focusing on releasing the energy that you've absorbed and anything that's making you tired or fatigued, anything that's blocking you. Really focus on sending that downwards, down into the earth, where Mother Earth will transmute that for you and send up positive, loving energy to you again. And just visualize and focus on that as much as you can. So, there's one more practice as well that I wanted to share in terms of grounding. This is one that's very special to me, and that is connecting with trees. Big trees, if you can. The biggest you can find near you. Where I lived in Toronto for a long time, right in High Park, there are so many beautiful ancient oak trees there, and the energy of those trees is extremely grounding. And trees, if you approach them and ask them if it's okay to connect, they are so generous and will really fill you up with lots of positive energy and help take away anything negative that's kind of piling up on you. So these are really excellent strategies to help you combat fatigue. You can do shielding practices, clearing practices, grounding practices, and positive affirmations. So remember, anytime you catch yourself saying that you're tired, you can instead say something like, I am filled up with energy and I'm enthusiastic about life. And you can come up with your own positive affirmation that works really well for you as well. I hope these strategies have helped you today. I hope that you can take them and use them moving forward to help you combat fatigue. It is totally something that you can overcome. And also just be compassionate with yourself if you're tired. Give your body what it needs. And then in other moments, recognize like, hey, I am a little tired, but I can push through this and I can do what I want to do as well. So I hope this was really helpful for you. If you would like to learn more about this topic or many others, please join my Facebook group called Earth Lovers Healing Portal. I'll put the link in the description, and I really hope to see you there so we can engage more personally. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.